Welcome, wrestling fans, to this WWE show review on Tim Reynolds Show as I'm reviewing the Monday Night Raw from December 16th, 2024. Please make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel as we see this Raw kicked off with CM Punk as he would come out to the ring up to his old ways, poking the bear. This time, it's Seth freaking Rollins, as Punk would go on to say that if he's being honest, he's mad because after the last few weeks, he's been listening about what Seth Rollins had to say when he got involved in CM Punk's business and tried to fight him a few weeks ago. As Punk would also say that Seth has been the one who can't stop thinking about CM Punk, but Punk hasn't spent any time thinking about Seth Rollins until lately. And because of that, that upsets CM Punk because I guess the rumors are true that Punk did ghost Seth Rollins back when he was 16, when he asked Punk to give him some training to help him out and to start his wrestling career. And Punk would go on to say that he's just a bad teacher. Seth Rollins isn't a bad student. And because of that, he says, how about I give you a free wrestling lesson right now if you just come out to the ring and interrupt me with that stupid music like you always do, and I'll give you a free wrestling lesson, boy. As we see CM Punk already saying the wrong things, as now apparently he has his eyes set on Seth Rollins, as Punk would go on to say, I guess our paths are already on a collision course, so we might as well just accept it. And then Seth freaking Rollins would show up in the crowd, come out to confront CM Punk after what he said, and then we would see Seth going on to say, I'm trying to get a new perspective seeing things from the crowd over here, but you know what? Nah, nothing's changed. CM Punk, you're still an asshole. And these two would fight it out and duke it out to kick off Monday Night Raw. And what a chaotic way to kick off this Monday Night Raw. And then we would see backstage, after security finally separated these two, we would see backstage Judgment Day all together, as the Judgment Day would be talking about Saturday night's main event, where Liv Morgan, the Women's World Champion, came up victorious. And that's what she would be talking about, saying, hey, I did just what Finn told us to do and I won, right? Do what Finn says and we win. But hey, Dom, how come Finn Balor didn't win at Saturday night's main event? And Finn Balor would go on to defend himself, saying, hey, where were all of you guys at when I was outnumbered 2-1 in that triple threat match on Saturday night's main event? You're supposed to have my back. We're supposed to be family. Liv Morgan would then go on to say, but I thought that you could handle it, so that's what we let you do. But that doesn't matter now, because tonight on Monday Night Raw, you and JD McDonough have to defend your World Tag Team Championships against the War Raiders with Judgment Day banned from ringside. And we would also see Raquel Rodriguez chime in, as she has a match later on in the evening in the Intercontinental Women's Championship Tournament. And she would say, yeah, I'm going to do the same thing. If we listen to Finn, we win, right? As we're starting to see the cracks really open up here in this faction, as we see after Liv Morgan and Dirty Dominic and Raquel Rodriguez walked away, Finn Balor would be pissed off after that interaction. Then next on Monday Night Raw, we would see backstage Seth freaking Rollins yelling at General Manager Adam Pearce, begging him to give him a match against CM Punk, saying, give me what I want. You know I need this. I need to get my hands on CM Punk. And Adam Pearce, the general manager of Raw, would yell right back at Seth Rollins, saying, if you two would just leave each other alone for 10 minutes and just let me do my freaking job. And then Drew McIntyre would come up to talk to Seth Rollins, I guess thinking that they both have a common enemy or some things in common right now, based on what's been happening with Drew McIntyre attacking Sami Zayn, Jimmy Uso, and Jey Uso, as he's out to help get everybody who helped out CM Punk at Survivor Series War Games and Roman Reigns, telling Seth Rollins that Jimmy, Jey, and Sami had this all coming to him, and so does CM Punk. Wouldn't you agree? As he also goes on to say, you were the one that used to tell me to get over it when it came to what happened with CM Punk, and now look at you. You can't even stop until you get your hands on him. And you know that Roman Reigns hasn't changed, and that Jimmy, Jay, and Sammy, they all got exactly what CM Punk's got coming to him. Just like you want to get your hands on CM Punk, I'm going to get my hands on everybody and show them why Roman Reigns is wrong and has not changed one bit. And then we would see Seth Rollins go on, oh wait, you think because we have a common enemy, you think that we have common interests? No, we're not friends. We don't have anything in common. I'm nothing like you. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to go talk to General Manager Adam Pearce and do what you couldn't do, which is take out CM Punk. And we see Drew McIntyre was not happy about this one bit. Then next on Monday Night Raw, we would have our first match of the evening. And this would be a championship match scheduled for one fall, as we would see Ludwig Kaiser go one-on-one with Braun Breaker for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. And we would see an incredible back and forth matchup as Ludwig Kaiser would be up to his old tricks, trying to do anything he can to get an advantage, including hurting an injured left arm of Braun Breaker, as Kaiser would work on that left arm throughout this match, as these two would go back and forth, leaving it all inside the ring before we would see Braun Breaker deliver a super spear and get the pinfall victory over Ludwig Kaiser to retain his Intercontinental Championship. What an incredible match to kick off Monday Night Raw, as we see Braun Breaker remains the Intercontinental Champion. And then we see next up on Monday Night Raw, we have a backstage interaction with the New Day, as they were trying to get into their locker room area to get ready for Monday Night Raw, but Rey Mysterio would come out to confront them and say, hey guys, I'm sorry, but after what you guys did to Big E, nobody, and I mean nobody, wants you in here in the locker room, so I suggest you go find your own locker room to change in. As Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods couldn't believe it, even Kofi telling Rey, you're supposed to be the veteran, the guy that everybody looks up to and listens to, so after 10 years, this is how we're going to be treated, just like after what the crowd did last week? Come on, man, why don't you say something to him? And Rey wasn't going to say anything, telling them to go find their own locker room. Then next up here on Monday Night Raw, we would see a video promo about what happened at Saturday night's main event, as we seen Kevin Owens attack WWE Undisputed Champion Cody Rhodes after their main event match, when the American Nightmare was able to get the pinfall victory over KO, but Owens did not like that one bit, attacking Rhodes after the match and using an illegal move, a pile driver, which injured the neck of the WWE champion, as he supposedly has 2 injuries after this brutal attack from Kevin Owens on Saturday night's main event. And then we see next up on Monday Night Raw another video promo, this one from the War Raiders, Eric and Ibar, as they're prepared and ready to take on the World Tag Team Champions, the Judgment Day's Finn Balor and JD McDonough, as they promise to uplift their legacies and their careers after years and years of injuries and downfalls. They're going to make their family proud and themselves proud for what they're about to do to become the new World Tag Team Champions. And they also want to make sure not only that they make their families proud, but their children proud as well. Then next on Monday Night Raw, we would see General Manager Adam Pearce say that CM Punk versus Seth freaking Rollins is official. And at January 6th, Monday Night Raw's debut on Netflix, we will see these two in an epic one-on-one matchup, as General Manager Adam Pearce makes it official. Then next up on Monday Night Raw, we would see Liv Morgan come out to the ring with Dirty Dominic Mysterio and Raquel Rodriguez before Rodriguez's match in the Intercontinental Championship tournament, as the Women's World Champion would go on to say that this year in 2024 has been epic and a year full of accomplishments for the Women's World Champion, but that 2025 is going to be even hotter than ever, and who better to ring in the new year who's going to be even more hotter and more dominant than ever before, as we see Dirty Dominic Mysterio welcome Liv Morgan, calling her the GOAT for the Women's World Championship holder. But then we would see, after Liv Morgan claimed that 2025 is going to be her year, Rhea Ripley would come out to interrupt the Women's World Champion and remind her that General Manager Adam Pearce has made it official and that Rhea Ripley is now the #1 contender for the Women's World Championship, as we're going to see a future matchup once again with Rhea Ripley taking on the Women's World Champion Liv Morgan. I cannot wait to see this storyline go to new places once again. Then next up, we would see after this, General Manager, we'd see backstage Seth Rollins trying to leave the arena before it looked like Drew McIntyre was going to attack him out of nowhere. Then we see Sami Zayn was the one who actually would attack Drew McIntyre, looking for some payback after losing to Drew at Saturday night's main event. Then that's when General Manager Adam Pearce and security would try to come break up this fight, as Seth Rollins had no clue what the hell was going on. But it looks like Sami actually saved Seth Rollins, his friend, from a brutal sneak attack from Drew McIntyre, as these two continued to beat the hell out of each other until security got them separated. Then next up on Monday Night Raw, we would also see The Miz backstage talking to Final Testament about what has happened, saying that they rock, they are awesome, and they don't need The Miz anymore, especially because they're finished with the business with Wyatt Six. But we'd see Karrion Kross up to his old tricks once again, manipulating The Miz and telling him that next week on Monday Night Raw, he's going to have a match with one of the members of Wyatt Six, but that he needs to go talk to General Manager Adam Pearce to make it official. And we see Karrion Kross tell everybody in the Final Testament that Miz needs to learn his lesson, that when you make a deal with the devil, you gotta live up to that deal. And oh man, this is going to be a big problem for The Miz going forward, I believe. Then next on Monday Night Raw, we'd have our next match of the night, which would be a triple threat match in the Women's Intercontinental Championship Tournament, as we would see Raquel Rodriguez versus Kaden Carter versus Zoe Stark. And we would see an epic women's triple threat, as all three of these ladies would show out their athleticism inside the squared circle and leave everything inside the ring. And we would see a bit of an upset in this one, as Zoe Stark was able to get the victory in this one, as she advances to the semifinals in the Women's Intercontinental Championship Tournament with this victory. But then we would also see after this match, Pure Fusion Collective and Zoe Stark would attack Kairi Sane, one member of Damage Control, as Dakota Kai already advanced into the semifinals of the Women's Intercontinental Championship Tournament. But Kairi Sane had a match next week to possibly be able to advance, but now with her being injured by Pure Fusion Collective, her hand looks like it was smashed inside a crate, and she could miss that championship opportunity next week because of this brutal attack. Then we also see on Monday Night Raw, after this triple threat match, we would see the Alpha Babes, as Alpha Academy has a new name after their new commercial came out, and R-Truth was loving it after Alpha Babes would ask R-Truth how it went. But we would see R-Truth up to his old ways, poking the bear once again, talking about Butch, Pete Dunne, as he does not like being called Butch. And R-Truth knows this, but of course he's got to keep making fun. He's got to keep making sure that he keeps it entertaining for all of us on the TV. And Pete Dunne doesn't like this one bit. So he confronts R-Truth and says, "I'm going to take you out if you keep telling people to say that. Come on, man." And then we would see American Made and Chad Gable come up to confront Alpha Babes, as it looks like Chad Gable just throwing a bunch of shade at the Alpha Babes, the Alpha Academy, formerly Chad Gable's group that he used to lead, telling them that they're a disgrace, that they are nothing without him, and that he's going to prove it first by taking on Tozawa, challenging him from Alpha Academy, as as it looks like Chad Gable of American Made is after Alpha Academy once again to prove a point somehow. We'll have to wait and see. Then next up on Monday Night Raw, after this interaction, we would see our next match of the night, which would be the main event of the evening, as we would see the World Tag Team Championships on the line, as we see the champions Finn Balor and JD McDonough take on the team of the War Raiders, as Eric and Ibar would leave everything inside the ring, but it looks like Finn and JD McDonough were gonna pull off the win up to their old dirty tricks using chairs and weapons. But after JD McDonough was stopped by the ref bringing in his chair, we see Finn Balor go grab a steel chair of his own before Damian Priest would stop Finn Balor from using the steel chair, and we would see him attack Finn Balor, and the War Raiders would take advantage of this as we see Eric and Ibar get the victory as they get the pin 1, 2, 3 to become the new World Tag Team Champions. Congratulations to the War Raiders, and man, this makes things very complicated for the Judgment Day and what's going to happen next for Finn Balor and JD McDonough, as Damian Priest now gets his payback, screwing Finn Balor out of his championship title, the World Tag Team Championships, with his partner JD McDonough. Now it looks like Finn and Damian Priest are going to be at odds once again and on a collision course for those two to fight. But now what's going to happen with Judgment Day after we see Finn Balor loses his sort of seniority or power, if you will, having that championship belt with the crew? This is not going to be good going forward for the Judgment Day, that's for a fact. And man, what's going to be up next here as we see Monday Night Raw is moving to Netflix on January 6th, and we already see a stat card for that one as Roman Reigns is taking on Solo Sikoa in tribal combat. We found that out on Friday night to find out who the actual tribal chief will be, and we also see CM Punk will take on Seth freaking Rollins on Raw on Netflix when they debut. Man, that's gonna be an epic match for Raw's debut on Netflix on January 6th. Make sure you guys check that out, and there's going to be more matches that we hear about in the upcoming weeks, as we've already heard that John Cena and The Rock will supposedly be on this Monday Night Raw episode on Netflix, and there's probably way more people still to come. Thank you guys for checking out this WWE show review on Tim Reynolds Show. Please make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel, and thank you guys for all the support. Thank you, WWE Universe. Make sure you guys hit me up in the comments and let me know what you guys thought of this WWE show review. Thank you guys so much. Peace out.